The second learning objective in section 3.4 is given a confidence interval, interpret a confidence interval for a population proportion. So the way that you interpret a confidence interval is to talk about how confident you are in your results and to talk about what the process is doing. What we are trying to do is compute a confidence interval that will capture the true parameter, in this case, the true population proportion. So let's look at an example. A Pew Research Center study conducted in February 2019 asked 1,502 U.S. adults about their social media use, and 537 reported that they use Instagram. The 95% confidence interval is 0.3464 to 0.3953. Which of the following statements is the best interpretation of the confidence interval? So the first thing we want to look for is that level of confidence. It needs to talk about being 95% confident. It doesn't talk about the percent of the time that something occurs. It doesn't talk about the percent of individuals in the population that are found in the interval. That interval is for the parameter, which in this case is the proportion. So we can eliminate D, which is talking about 95% of the population. We can eliminate E, which is talking about 95% of the time that something will happen. So it's got to be A, B, or C, which all say that we are 95% confident about something. We want to be confident in the interval capturing the parameter. So let's look at A, B, and C. A says you are 95% confident that the proportion of the U.S. adults in the study who use Instagram is between 0.3464 and 0.3953. There are a couple things wrong with this. First, this is talking about being confident that the parameter is found somewhere. Our confidence is in the interval, not in the parameter. The parameter is a number that is some value that exists. We don't know what it is for sure. We're estimating it with this confidence interval. But the confidence that we are talking about is in our calculation of the interval. So this one, answer A, talking about being confident in the proportion, is incorrect. The other thing that's incorrect about it is that it's talking about the proportion in the study, which means that's talking about p hat, the sample proportion. We know that the sample proportion will be in the interval because that's how confidence intervals are computed. You start with the sample value and then you build the interval around that. You add and subtract what's called a margin of error from that point estimate. So it's not A. Let's look at B and C. You are 95% confident that the interval from 0.3464 to 0.3953 captures the proportion of the U.S. adults in the study who use Instagram. This is an improvement because it's talking about confidence in the interval. But again, it's talking about the U.S. adults in the study. So that's not talking about the proportion of the population. It's talking about the proportion of the sample. We're left with just C. Let's hope it's correct. You are 95% confident that the interval from 0.3464 to 0.3953 captures the proportion of all U.S. adults who use Instagram. That's the one that has confidence in the interval of capturing, let me do that in red, of capturing the population parameter, which in this case is the population proportion.